Tonight on Newswatch, smoke from Canada continues billow into the U.S. When will we see conditions improve? Plus,
violations of those laws put our country at risk.
Former President Donald Trump indicted on 37 counts in classified documents case. And Walk, Talk, and Roll spreads awareness about accessibility in Athens. Newswatch starts right now. The air quality in Ohio and much of the eastern half of the U.S. is projected to improve somewhat this weekend. That's according to forecasts from the National Weather Service. But air quality concerns are still hazardous in some areas today. Among the cities dealing with potentially dangerous pollutants, New York, Washington, D.C., and Philadelphia. The smoke clouds have forced postponements for professional sporting events and numerous flights to be grounded due to the unfavorable visibility. Roughly 50 million people across the Midwest and East Coast are currently under air quality alerts. And meanwhile, in Canada, the wildfires causing the air quality issues are still burning out of control. Karen Cava has a look at what the U.S. is doing to help.
If you don't have to be outside, then don't be outside.
More than 75 million Americans under air quality alerts as the U.S. steps up its efforts to assist Canada with fighting more than 400 relentless wildfires.
Getting off the metro I felt like I couldn't really breathe, catch my breath.
I'm a little worried, I'm not going to lie.
Forest rangers from New York State are joining a growing number of first responders heading up north. New York Governor Kathy Hochul says the rangers will leave Friday and will join the hundreds of firefighters the U.S. has already sent.
We already have 600 American firefighters on the ground.
And more may be ahead. On Thursday, U.S. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer called on the Department of Agriculture to double the number of U.S. Forest Service personnel available to help in Canada.
The best way to ensure the U.S. does not suffer another wave of wildfire air pollution is to contain these fires.
The air is potentially harmful. It's spreading further south, reaching other major U.S. cities such as Washington, and it's expected to stick around through the weekend. Experts advise limiting outdoor activities or moving them indoors. In New York, schools are going remote on Friday due to the pollution.
It has an immediate impact on people's health. Irritation to the eyes, the nose, breathing, coughing.
And here to tell us more about how much longer we will see the smoke is Newswatch forecaster Emily Dietz. Good afternoon, Emily.
Hi, Haley.
So how much longer is this smoke going to be sticking around?
Yeah, so we're actually looking at some of the wind that's been driving a lot of the smoke going on, and it's been driving it sort of in a circulating pattern down from Canada over towards us. But we're starting to see a little shift, like a lot of the other weather, things change. And so as soon as we see that shift start to happen in the winds, we're starting to see something pick up from about the west, the northwest, and that's going to start pushing that smoke away from us. So hopefully we'll see fewer hazy skies. But right now in Athens, it's about 78 out with partly cloudy skies. Another beautiful day. Yesterday was slightly chillier. We're about 74 for our high, but right now it's pretty comfortable outside. I'm so far really enjoying it. Now over the past 24 hours, we've seen a drop overnight down to the 40s. So another chilly night, but hopefully we won't be seeing that hang around too long. And during the day today, that quickly picked up, with Athens being the highest around 79 and Newark, Zanesville, and Lancaster all being a comfortable 75. We'll expect these conditions to start to warm up a little bit this upcoming weekend. But over the past 24 hours, we watched some high pressure start to move in over Ohio, and that cleared out a lot of those skies for us. So we're starting to see a little bit of sunshine poke through, and that's why we're seeing a lot of that warming. And also, as that cold front continues to move away, no more cold air mass hanging around. We're also looking at this low pressure system that's hanging around the New England area. That's been spinning up some clouds as well as that smoke into the region. And here you can really see how that low pressure is really sucking everything down. We're actually going to be taking a look at some of the wind that's pulling in down from the Michigan area, because that's going to help drive some of that smoke away. It won't be completely clear, but it'll help keep things starting to get a little shifted into something different. Now, you may have noticed yesterday we had just about all of Ohio in an air quality alert, but today just a lot of central to western Ohio's now under an air quality alert. So even though this is significantly less than yesterday as far as alerts go, we still might expect to see some hazy skies at night, throughout the day, and into the morning. So A lot of that's coming from those wildfires up in Canada, and here you really see that swirling pattern going on, with Ohio being right about here. Maybe a little hard for you guys to see, but Ohio's sitting right around here, so we still have a lot of thick smoke coming through. We're expecting some wind to come down and still feed a little bit of smoke towards us, but also help drive some of that out towards the east. So fortunately for us, we'll see mostly clear skies tonight as that wind continues to shift through and that high pressure continues to shift through, with an overnight low of 50. So things are starting to pick up and warm up. And I'll talk more about what kind of rain we can expect to see this weekend in my full forecast. Back over to you, Haley.
Thanks, Emily. Though we are expecting some rain this weekend, local officials expressed their concern with the lack of rain in the region. According to the U.S. Drought Monitor, Southeast Ohio is abnormally dry. It has been nearly 3 weeks since a major rainfall in the area. Farmers are worried this will impact crop yields this year. Government officials are warning the dry conditions are prime for wildfires. They ask people to be cautious when burning outside. Relief on the horizon, rain is in the forecast for Sunday night. Starting next week, the Ohio Department of Agriculture will begin aerial treatments in 5 southeast Ohio counties to help control spongy moths. ODA will be treating for the invasive species in Vinton, Guernsey, Licking, Muskingum, and Washington County. Treatments will be done by using a low-flying yellow aircraft approximately 100 feet above the treetops. From the aircraft, ODA will spray an application called Splat. Splat does not kill the moth but disrupts the mating process by confusing the male as it searches for a female mate. Splat is an organic and biodegradable formula that is completely harmless to both humans and animals. A teenager from Muskingum County is arrested for allegedly murdering a woman in South Carolina. Blake William Linkus of Blue Rock was arrested by Horry County Police for allegedly strangling a woman to death. According to police, officers were called to a hotel on Mason Drive in Myrtle Beach for a reported dead female. At the scene, officers determined there were, quote, suspicious circumstances surrounding the death. A warrant for the 18-year-old's arrest says evidence at the scene and witness statements led investigators to determine Linkus killed 18-year-old Natalie Martin of Roseville, Ohio. A motive has yet to be determined. After 7 years on the run, U.S. Marshals arrest a man in Marietta. According to a press release, Marshals caught up with Santos Carrillo at the 100 block of Sacra Via Street in Marietta on Wednesday. In January 2016, an arrest warrant was issued for Santos Carrillo in Davidson County, North Carolina. Carrillo allegedly sexually assaulted a child under the age of 13. Carrillo was taken to the Southeastern Ohio Regional Jail. An Akron man is sentenced today for trafficking methamphetamine in West Virginia. William DeSantis was sentenced to over 10 years in prison for transporting the drug from Ohio to Randolph County, West Virginia. During a traffic stop, officers found nearly 600 grams of the drug in magnetic storage boxes hidden throughout the 32-year-old's vehicle. The investigation revealed that DeSantis was a supplier for several people in Elkins, West Virginia. Opioid makers and distributors will pay $17 billion for their role in the opioid crisis. For drug makers, the money is intended to prevent all opioid marketing and ensure systems are in place to prevent drug misuse. As for pharmacies, they are expected to monitor, report, and share data about suspicious activity related to opioid prescriptions. Ohio is expected to receive almost $680 million over 15 years. Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost and other attorneys secured the final approval. Yost says companies quote, have a moral obligation to help not hinder those that need assistance, end quote. West Virginia Supreme Court says a lower court judge made a mistake when she blocked new publicly funded charter schools. The court says Judge Jennifer Bailey did not have the power to order Governor Jim Justice to block an independent board from authorizing publicly funded charter schools. The court ruled that in order to lawfully block the approval, the court would have had to issue the injunction against the charter school board. Although Justice appoints the board's members, he does not have the authority to actually approve new charter schools. In 2021, 2 teachers sued Justice alleging the law is unconstitutional. Coming up after the break, Donald Trump faces 37 felony charges. Plus, what ways you can protect your skin from the sun.
We are looking at some rain coming in for us this weekend, what we can expect to see, and more when Newswatch returns.
When we tell our stories, we leave the black stories out. And the Buffalo Soldiers were a perfect example of that.
The Army gave him the only part of the American dream that the nation would let him share.
It gave them a sense of respect to wear the uniform of the United States.
We say African American history, but we got to get out of that. It's American history.
Tuesday at 9 on WOUB.
No! On Finding Your Roots, Lee Daniels.
There were certain things we just didn't talk about.
And Rebecca Hall.
I just couldn't shake the feeling that there was something being hidden.
Family History reveals a murder mystery.
That's a lot to take in.
It's complicated.
And an indigenous deception.
Your grandfather was a chief.
It's truly mind-blowing.
Plus, a DNA match.
Hey, cousin.
What?
Tuesday at 8 on WOUB.
They're some of the best railway adventures in America.
It's beautiful. I love it.
Offering luxury service, incredible views, and a unique experience.
It gives people a chance to relax.
It's a nostalgic look.
Look how big it is. It's huge.
At these one-of-a-kind trains.
It's like traveling back in time.
The golden age of train travel.
On great scenic railway journeys.
Saturday at 8 on WOUB.
Memory is one of the most important functions of the brain, and problems with it are becoming increasingly more common. In Memory Makeover, I'm going to give you the strategies you need to enhance your memory now and to reverse trouble in the future.
Saturday at 2:30 on WOUB.
In a stunning move, former President Donald Trump has been indicted on multiple counts in relation to the special counsel's classified documents probe. He faces a slew of charges, including one under the Espionage Act. Trump is expected to face a federal judge Tuesday in Miami. Ivan Rodriguez is in Miami with a breakdown of the charges and what led up to this.
It's the first time a former president has faced federal charges. Former President Trump indicted on multiple counts in connection with his mishandling of classified documents.
Violations of those laws put our country at risk.
Inside the multiple-page indictment are shocking details. Trump allegedly knew he had taken classified documents. Some of those documents related to national defense, and some were so sensitive they required special handling.
Our laws that protect national defense information are critical to the safety and security of the United States, and they must be enforced.
Trump taking to Truth Social Thursday night, calling it a dark day for America.
We're a nation in decline.
Trump admitted on tape in 2021 to have secret documents that he hasn't declassified, according to the unsealed indictment. But it's something he now denies.
I'm an innocent man. I did nothing wrong. I'm innocent, and we will prove that very, very soundly and hopefully very quickly.
Last August, federal agents searched his Palm Beach, Florida home, Mar-a-Lago, where they found more than 100 classified documents, some labeled top secret. All this leading up to the charges he now faces, including one under the Espionage Act, obstruction of justice, destroying or falsifying records, conspiracy, and false statements. In Miami, I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Good news for your summer travel plans. Despite high demand, gas prices are holding steady for now. According to the Energy Information Administration, for the first time since 2021, domestic gasoline demand was over 9 million barrels daily for a third straight week. But gas prices barely budged thanks to the low cost of oil. In fact, the national average for a gallon of gas dipped a penny since last week to $3.56 a gallon. That's 3 cents more than a month ago, but $1.39 less than a year ago. Market watchers are glad to see stocks are done hibernating. Wall Street ended its bear market period due to a strong market performance yesterday. John Lurick reports.
Wall Street is back to being bullish. Due to a late rally Thursday, the S&P ended the day in bull market territory for the first time since January 2022. In layman's terms, a bull market is an extended period of time when investment prices are climbing or getting worked up like a bull in front of a red carpet. Analysts say this boost comes from major gains in tech stocks, the end of the debt ceiling crisis, and a string of recent strong economic readings. However, this bull market might be metaphorically skating on thin ice. Some market watchers fear this could be a short-lived rally, citing high costs as a big concern.
Inflation is cutting into every single family in their budgets across the nation.
And political tensions in Washington, D.C. could make the matter cloudy.
We have to reach a spending agreement so that the needs of the American people can be reached. But right now, there is no activity happening in the Congress because of the extreme nature of the House Republican Conference.
Some experts say the length of this bull market is also likely dependent on the Federal Reserve and its interest rate policy decision next week. Economists say if the Fed skips a hike next month, markets will likely keep climbing. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Good evening and happy Friday. We made it to the end of this beautiful week. Right now it's about 78 outside, a bit warmer than we've been seeing the past couple of days since we saw that cold front come through, chill everything down with that cold air mass, and now things are starting to warm up a little bit, and we'll see this warming pattern throughout part of this weekend, but that'll change, and I'll talk about that here in just a second. Right now it's also partly cloudy outside, but overall today we saw mostly sunny skies with a high of 79, so it's pretty warm out, and we're going to see a low in the 50s tonight. Now, you may have noticed yesterday a lot of Ohio was under an air quality alert due to those wildfires happening up in Canada, but right now just a lot of central and western Ohio is under the air quality alert. But still be alert because those may change as those atmospheric winds are changing and moving that smoke in different directions constantly throughout the rest of this week. So here we can really see how that low pressure that's been sitting over New England has really been pulling that smoke down towards Ohio. But now we're also starting to see a change in what's going on near Wisconsin, Michigan area. So we're starting to see some wind pull some things down there, and that's going to help drive some of that smoke away. So we're going to see some off and on hazier days and then clear days these next few days. Now currently we have some high pressure sitting over the area, which is helping to keep things a little bit clear. Unfortunately, not too much of that smoke is affected by this, but a lot of those clouds are sort of still seeing a lot of sunshine. And those couple clouds that we did see are coming from that low pressure that's just sort of scooping down towards us. Now tonight we'll see mostly clear skies, which will be quite nice with a low in the 50s. So it'll be nice and comfortable over the past couple days, we've seen lows down in the 40s. So hopefully that'll be the last what we're seeing with tonight being in the 50s. So quite nice outside. And tomorrow will be high of 83, so pretty warm, a beautiful day to start the weekend off. Mostly sunny skies, great day to get outside and really enjoy the weather. Now also, watch out tomorrow since we're having mostly sunny skies. The UV index around 2 p.m. is going to be about an 8 or a 9 for our area. So if you're outside, make sure you're staying hydrated, wearing plenty of sunscreen as well as clothing to protect your skin because that may cause some damage from that sunlight. And as we move into the summer, we're going to see things start to get a little bit drier and a little bit warmer, so that sun's going to be out a little bit more. Now tomorrow we're going to continue to see the effect of that high pressure over the region, but we're also going to start watching some low pressure develop out west because that's going to start moving in on Saturday. That's going to make its way east with a warm front attached to it and a cold front following it. So when some rain is expected to come in on Sunday, we'll see things warm up just a little bit, but then those are going to cool down since we have this cool air mass following right behind it. Now when we have something like this allows for a lot of convection to happen, allowing for a lot of rain to occur. So we've been a little bit dry these past couple of weeks. We haven't seen a lot of rain, and we're expecting to see some on Sunday with that 70% chance of showers. Now that 70% chance of rain isn't coming until about throughout the evening time, so you still have a wonderful weekend to spend outside or even just relaxing and enjoying those 80-degree temperatures. Now Monday we'll see that 80% chance of showers, and things will start to cool down as that cold air starts to flow in, but it won't cool down that much. We'll still be 70s and pretty comfortable. Unfortunately, the overnight conditions will still stay in the 50s, so we're not dropping back down to the 40s, which I know I'm very excited about, but the rest of the week is looking pretty cloudy and overall not too warm outside if you're looking to go to the pool. So still a good time to get outside and enjoy some fresh air. Back over to you, Haley.
Thanks, Emily. And like Emily said, increased exposure to sun and heat can wreak havoc on your skin. Mandy Gaither has more on 5 common summer skin problems and how to prevent them.
It's that time of year again. The heat, the humidity, and sensitive summer skin.
You might change up your routine a little bit this time of year than versus the winter.
Dr. Susan Masick with Ohio State University's Wexner Medical Center says during summer, some people, especially women, may experience something called melasma, patches of darkening skin.
Typically, it happens more if you're on birth control pills, for example, or have increased estrogen. So you want to make sure you're protecting your skin from the sun, particularly in sun-exposed areas and sensitive skinned areas, such as on the face.
The heat can also make you sweat more, which can lead to acne. Masick says to use a face cleanser often. Excess perspiration can also cause heat rash and folliculitis, an infection of hair follicles that can be itchy and tender.
When you sweat, you want to make sure that you then shower quickly soon after you've been outside to minimize any potential for those sweat glands to get blocked.
Also consider using products with labels like oil-free and won't clog pores. And as always, Masick says protecting against sunburn should be top of mind as it can cause cancer later in life. Wear water-resistant broad-spectrum sunscreen with an SPF that's 30 or higher.
If your skin is starting to pink up, you're already sunburned. So you want to make sure that you prepare ahead of time with wearing sunscreen, sun protective clothing, minimizing how long you're out in the sun.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
If you have a sun allergy, check your medications and stay out of the sun if they cause a reaction. Wearing sunscreen, sun protective clothing, and seeking shade can also help. After the break, Walk, Talk, and Roll, an annual event, raises awareness about accessibility in Athens. And to stay up to date on the latest from Newswatch, check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
Memory is one of the most important functions of the brain, and problems with it are becoming increasingly more common. In Memory Makeover, I'm going to give you the strategies you need to enhance your memory now and to reverse trouble in the future.
Saturday at 2:30 on WOUB.
Next time on Antiques Roadshow, this is Cassandra, and this is Spot.
She came to me with the name Spot.
You knew that Spot was for you the minute you saw her.
I had to have her.
You could not find a better one.
Spot, you're doing good.
Find out how good of a dog Spot is next time on Antiques Roadshow from Charleston, South Carolina.
Monday at 8 on WOUB.
No!
On Finding Your Roots, Lee Daniels.
There were certain things we just didn't talk about.
And Rebecca Hall.
I just couldn't shake the feeling that there was something being hidden.
Family History reveals a murder mystery.
That's a lot to take in.
It's complicated.
And an indigenous deception.
Your grandfather was a chief.
It's truly mind-blowing.
Plus, a DNA match.
Hey, cousin.
What?
Tuesday at 8 on WOUB.
When we tell our stories, we leave the black stories out. And the Buffalo Soldiers were a perfect example of that.
The Army gave him the only part of the American dream that the nation would let him share.
It gave them a sense of respect to wear the uniform of the United States.
We say African American history, but we got to get out of that. It's American history.
Tuesday at 9 on WOUB.
Walk, Talk, and Roll hit the streets of Athens today for the 5th year in a row. About 60 people attended the event to promote accessibility in Athens. A crowd gathers in front of the Athens County Courthouse, listening to Davey McNally talking about his experiences trying to get around the city.
We call it like an accessibility desert. I don't know if that's exactly right, but it's a place in Athens that there are no crosswalks to get there.
Uneven brick roads, old cracked sidewalks, and numerous other challenges can make getting out of the house difficult for some people in Athens.
And also, there's something that happens in Crip culture. We talk about bed life, and like wherever you are is where I want to be. So if my friends can't go someplace, I don't want to go there. I want to be where other rad disabled people are.
But advocates say things are improving in the city thanks to the work of the Commission on Disabilities and efforts to raise awareness like the annual Walk, Talk, and Roll.
And as I noted, the city's built or repaired over 71,000 feet of shared use path or sidewalk over the last 2 decades. And
there is still plenty more work to do. The city plans on improving crosswalks from using a brick veneer instead of actual bricks so the crosswalk is smoother, to installing better crosswalk signals that include audio instructions. And as the city moves forward with improvements, advocates will keep walking, talking, and rolling to ensure the city is accessible for everyone. When we return, one dog in Louisiana breaks a long world record. But first, here's a look at what's coming up tonight on your public television station.
Memory is one of the most important functions of the brain, and problems with it are becoming increasingly more common. In Memory Makeover, I'm going to give you the strategies you need to enhance your memory now and to reverse trouble in the future.
Saturday at 2:30 on WOUB.
Here's what's new this month with Passport.
I just want to get to the bottom of it.
Why should you risk your neck?
Because somebody has to.
I would do anything to get some answers.
You can't solve them all, Ridley. It's like a big love story.
These and all your favorite shows are available with Passport. Support your PBS station and stream more with Passport on the PBS app.
WOUB is recognizing members of our Cornerstone Society. The Cornerstone Society is a group that wants to ensure the future of public media in our region. It includes people across our area who value news, entertainment, and cultural programming, as well as the educational services WOUB provides. Also included are graduates of Ohio University who took part in the WOUB Student Professional Development Program. Thanks to the Cornerstone Society for their generous support. To learn how you can be involved, email woub@woub.org.
When we tell our stories, we leave the black stories out, and the Buffalo Soldiers were a perfect example of that.
The Army gave him the only part of the American dream that the nation would let him share.
It gave them a sense of respect to wear the uniform of the United States.
We say African American history, but we got to get out of that. It's American history.
Tuesday at 9 on WOUB.
Finally tonight, check out the tongue on this Lab Shepherd mix from Metairie, Louisiana. At 5 inches long, Zoe now holds the world's record for the longest tongue on a living dog. Her owners, Sadie and Drew Williams, said people commented on Zoe's tongue so much they took her to the vet to have it measured. Turns out Zoe's tongue was a record breaker. Her owners also say Zoe is a friendly dog, but if you pet her, she might slobber on you.
And tonight, we're expecting a low of 50, so we are popping out of those 40s that we've seen over the past couple days, and I'm very excited for that. We're having mostly clear skies from some high pressure that's been sitting over us for a while. Now, a lot of Ohio, western Ohio and southwest Ohio specifically, is under an air quality alert, but that doesn't mean we're in the clear just yet. This may change as we're still seeing some shifts in winds, pulling down some smoke from the wildfires that are going on up in Canada. Tomorrow we'll see mostly sunny skies with a high of 83, so pretty warm outside. I'm really looking forward to that too, but on Sunday we're expecting to see some low pressure and some rain move into the area that I know we desperately need outside. So we're seeing that 70% chance of showers on Sunday and 80% on Monday, so expect that rain to come Sunday evening.
And that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching. For Emily Dietz, I'm Haley Hollinger. Stay tuned for the PBS NewsHour coming up next. And remember, you can find the latest news anytime at WOUB.org or follow us on social media. Have a great weekend.
Support comes from Goldsberry Wealth Strategies in Athens and Parkersburg, focusing on helping people achieve a life well lived with a custom strategy. Information at goldsberrywealth.com. Raymond James Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA, SIPC. Support comes from Snyder Strode Jarrett Financial in Athens, providing investment and retirement planning assistance to Southeast Ohio for over 50 years. Snyder Strode Jarrett, not just another financial firm. More information at ssj.finance.
Good evening. I'm Jeff Bennett.
And I'm Amna Nawaz. On the NewsHour tonight, in a historic first, former President Donald Trump faces 37 felony counts in connection to his withholding of classified documents.
David Brooks and Ruth Marcus weigh in on the significance and political impact of Donald Trump's indictment.
And the movement to return land that was forcibly taken from Black and Indigenous people in the United States gains momentum.
For a century, our government at every level has enacted policies to dispossess Black people of the right to own property and create wealth.
Major funding for the PBS NewsHour has been provided by the ongoing support of these individuals and institutions, and friends of the NewsHour, including Jim and Nancy Bildner, and Kathy and Paul Anderson.
Actually, you don't need vision to do most things in life. Yes, I'm legally blind, and yes, I'm responsible for the user interface. Data visualization. If I can see it and understand it quickly, anyone can. It's exciting to be part of a team driving the technology forward. I think that's the most rewarding thing. People who know BDO.
Cunard is a proud supporter of public television. On a voyage with Cunard, the world awaits. A world of flavor, diverse destinations, and immersive experiences. A world of entertainment and British style. All with Cunard's White Star service.
The John S. and James L. Knight Foundation, fostering informed and engaged communities. More at kf.org.
And with the ongoing support of these individuals and institutions. And friends of the NewsHour. This program was made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
Welcome to the NewsHour. The Justice Department has formally accused former President Donald Trump of grossly mishandling classified documents. The newly unsealed indictment lists more than 36 counts in damning detail.
They allege that Mr. Trump showed casual indifference to protecting secret material, that he defied demands to return the records, and that he asked aides to hide them. Lisa Desjardins starts our coverage.
A first for the Department of Justice.
Good afternoon.
Special Counsel Jack Smith announced the indictment of a former president, Donald Trump, on 37 counts.
Today, an indictment was unsealed, charging Donald J. Trump with felony violations of our national security laws, as well as participating in a conspiracy to obstruct justice.
Smith's announcement was just a few minutes long. He took